Hello and welcome back to Daily English Upgrade. I am your teacher, and I am so happy you are here with me today. We have a special lesson for you. This lesson is about a very important skill, understanding fast English. Many English learners can read and write well, but when they hear a native speaker, the words sound too fast, and they feel confused. Does this happen to you? Do you wish you could understand movies, songs, and conversations more easily? Well, you are not alone. And today I am going to share a secret with you. The secret is not about having perfect hearing. It is about training your brain to listen in a new way. It is about active listening. So, what is active listening? Active listening is not just hearing the sounds. It is about paying full attention. It is about listening for the main ideas, not for every single word. It is like being a detective. You are looking for clues to understand the whole story. When you listen actively, your brain works differently. You stop trying to translate every word in your head. You start to understand the meaning directly in English. This is a very powerful feeling. Now let me tell you a story. This is a story about a young man named Thomas. Thomas is a cook in a small restaurant in his town. He is a good cook, but he has a dream. His dream is to work in a big international hotel, a hotel with guests from all over the world. To get that job, Thomas needs to speak English very well. He can read English recipes. He can write a little, but he is very worried about the interview. He knows the manager will speak fast. He is afraid he will not understand the questions. Our story begins on a Monday morning. Thomas is in his small kitchen. He is preparing soup. He is also listening to an English learning podcast on his phone. The speaker on the podcast is talking slowly and clearly. Thomas understands almost everything. He feels good about his English. Then his friend Maria visits the restaurant. Maria travels often for her work. She speaks English very well. "Hello, Thomas," Maria says. "How are you today?" Thomas smiles. "I am well, thank you," he says. "I am practicing my English." "That is wonderful," Maria says. Then she begins to tell a story about her last trip. She speaks faster, much faster than the podcast. She uses words like gonna and wanna. She connects her words. "So what did you do?" sounds like what'd you do. Thomas's smile disappears. He cannot understand Maria. He hears the sounds, but they are a big, messy puzzle in his head. He only understands a few words. Airplane, hotel, meeting. He feels nervous and embarrassed. "That sounds interesting," Thomas says, but he is not sure. He is just guessing. Maria sees the confusion on his face. She is a kind friend. She stops and says, "I am sorry, Thomas, I am speaking too fast." "No, it is my problem," Thomas says. "I need to understand fast English if I want my new job, but it is so difficult." Maria thinks for a moment. "Thomas," she says, "you are a great cook, right? Tell me, how did you learn to make this soup?" Thomas looks at his pot of soup. "It took a long time," he says. "First I read the recipe, then I practiced. I made the soup again and again. I tasted it each time. I learned what works and what does not work. Now I do not need the recipe, I can just feel it." "Exactly," Maria says. "Learning to understand fast English is the same. You cannot just read the recipe. You must practice listening again and again. You must train your ear. You need to listen to many different people speaking. You need to learn the music of the language." This idea is new for Thomas. He always thought he just needed to learn more vocabulary words. But Maria is talking about something different, about practice and feeling the language. "Let me help you," Maria says. "Let us start with a simple exercise. I will say a short sentence 2 times. First, I will say it slowly. Then I will say it like I normally speak. You just listen. Do not worry about every word. Just try to catch the main idea. Are you ready? Thomas takes a deep breath. I am ready, he says. He turns off the soup and gives Maria his full attention. This is his first lesson in active listening. Maria smiles. Okay, the sentence is I am going to the store to buy some bread. First slowly, I am going to the store to buy some bread. Now listen to the music of the sentence when I speak normally. I'm gonna go to the store to get some bread. Thomas listens carefully. The second time the words flow together. I'm goanna go sounds like one word. To the sounds like tutha, get some is very fast. But he understands. The core idea is the same. Someone is going to the store for bread. I understand it, Thomas says. He is surprised. The words are different, but the meaning is the same. Yes, Maria says, your brain is smart. It can find the meaning even when the sounds change. You just need to give it practice. You need to listen to the whole sentence, not the separate words. This is a very small victory, but for Thomas it feels huge. He realizes he does not need to understand every single sound. He needs to understand the message. This is the key to active listening. Maria gives him some advice. Thomas, she says, you must change your listening practice. Stop listening only to slow, perfect English. You must also listen to real, everyday English. It will be difficult at first, but your brain will learn. It is like learning to swim. First, you are in the shallow water, but to really swim, you must go to the deeper water. Thomas understands the analogy. He has been staying in the shallow water with his slow podcasts. It is comfortable, but it is not preparing him for the deep water of a real conversation. He knows what he must do. He needs a new plan. Thomas decides to create a new training plan for his ears. He will practice active listening for 30 minutes every day. He is a little nervous, but he is also determined. His first new habit is listening to English music, but he does not just listen. He finds the lyrics online. First, he reads the lyrics slowly. He understands the words. Then he plays the song and listens carefully. He hears how the singer connects the words. He hears how some words are short and some are long. He does this with one song every day. His favorite is a song called The Baker's Morning. It is about a person who wakes up early to bake bread. Thomas feels a connection to this song. After 1 week, Thomas notices something. He can hear the words in the song more clearly. He does not need to look at the lyrics all the time. This is a small success, but it gives him confidence. His second habit is watching short video clips online. He finds videos of people talking about their jobs, especially chefs and hotel managers. The first time he watches, he does not use subtitles. He just listens. He tries to answer one simple question. What is the main thing this person is talking about? The first video is a woman giving a tour of a hotel kitchen. She speaks very fast. Thomas listens. He hears the words oven, team, service, guests. He thinks, the main idea is about how a hotel kitchen works. He is correct. He does not understand every sentence, but he understands the topic. This is active listening. Then he watches the same video a second time. This time he turns on the English subtitles. He reads and listens at the same time. He sees the words he missed. He sees how what is the became what is the in her fast speech. His brain connects the sound and the text. This is like a magic trick for his ears. Thomas practices this every day. He listens first for the main idea. Then he uses subtitles to check his understanding. He is training his brain to recognize the sounds of fast speech. Next, Thomas starts a new and scary exercise. He practices listening in his own kitchen. His restaurant is quiet in the afternoon. So, he asks his friend Maria to come and talk to him while he works. He asks her to speak at her normal speed. This is the most difficult practice. He cannot stop the conversation to listen again. He must understand in that moment. The first day, Maria talks about her plan for the weekend. Thomas is chopping vegetables. He listens. He hears, "Gonna, my cousins, the new park, maybe a picnic." He stops chopping. He looks at Maria. "You are going to the new park with your cousins," he asks, "for a picnic." Maria claps her hands. "Yes, Thomas, that is exactly right," she says. Thomas feels a rush of happiness. He understood the core of her message, even from just a few key words. This practice is very powerful. Thomas is learning to think like a detective. He is learning to use the words he does understand to guess the words he does not understand. This is a key skill for listening. After 2 weeks, Thomas feels a change. The messy puzzle in his head is starting to become clear. The sounds are beginning to form patterns. He recognizes diya for do you and wadia for what do you. These are not new words. They are new sounds for old words. But then he faces a new challenge. He watches an interview with a famous chef from London. This chef has a different way of speaking. His accent is strong. He uses some words Thomas does not know. Thomas feels his old frustration returning. He thinks, "I am not good enough yet." He calls Maria. "I do not understand this chef," he says. "His English is different." Maria listens. "Thomas," she says calmly, "you do not need to understand everyone perfectly. No one does. Even native speakers sometimes ask, 'Can you repeat that?' Or 'What does that word mean?' The goal is communication, not perfection." This advice is very important for Thomas. He realizes he is putting too much pressure on himself. He does not need to be perfect for the interview. He just needs to understand the manager well enough to have a conversation. So Thomas adds a new step to his practice. He practices asking questions. He practices saying, "Could you please repeat that?" He practices saying, "I am sorry, what does that word mean?" This makes him feel more confident. He knows that communication is a two-way street. He finds a language exchange partner online. His partner's name is Ben. Ben is from Australia and wants to learn Thomas's language. They talk for 20 minutes each week, half the time in English, half the time in Thomas's language. The first conversation with Ben is difficult. Ben has an Australian accent. He says good day instead of hello. He says no worries a lot. But Thomas uses his detective skills. He listens for the main ideas. When he does not understand, he asks Ben to repeat. Ben is happy to help. After the call, Thomas feels tired, but also proud. He had a real conversation with a native speaker from a different country. He did not understand everything, but they communicated. This is the real goal. Weeks pass. Thomas's notebook is full of new phrases he has learned from songs, videos, and conversations. He does not just write the words. He writes how they sound in fast speech. He has a page that looks like this. Going to gonna. Want to wanna. What are you wadia? I have to. Did you didja? This list helps him remember the music of the language. It is not about being lazy. It is about how people really speak. One evening he is watching a movie without subtitles. It is a movie about a restaurant. There is a scene with a job interview. Thomas listens carefully. The manager asks the cook many questions. Thomas understands almost all of them. His heart beats fast. This is exactly what he needs for his own interview. He feels ready to take the next big step in his journey. Thomas sees an advertisement online. The Grand Royal Hotel is looking for a new cook. This is his chance. He sends his application. 2 days later, he receives an email. He has an interview. The interview is in 1 week. Thomas feels a mix of excitement and fear. He uses this week to prepare. He practices every day. He finds interviews on video websites and listens to the questions. He practices his answers with Maria. He is ready. The day of the interview arrives. Thomas wears his best clothes. He walks into the big, beautiful hotel. He meets the manager, Mrs. Carter. She is friendly, but she speaks very fast. She has a different accent. Thomas feels a moment of panic. But then he remembers his training. He takes a quiet breath. He decides to listen like a detective. "Tell me, Thomas," Mrs. Carter says, "what'd you like about working in your previous kitchen?" Thomas hears "what'ja" and knows it means, "what did you?" He understands the question. He answers calmly about his love for creating new soups. Mrs. Carter nods and asks another question. This one is longer and more complex. She says, "How do you handle a situation where you have to make a new dish with limited ingredients?" Thomas hears "du" and "have to." He knows this means "do you" and "have to." He focuses on the key words: handle, new dish, limited ingredients. He understands the core question is about problem solving in the kitchen. He gives a clear answer from his experience. During the interview, there is one question Thomas does not fully understand. Mrs. Carter uses a word he does not know. Instead of getting nervous, Thomas uses the phrase he practiced. He smiles and says, "I am sorry. Could you please repeat that?" Mrs. Carter smiles back. She repeats the question more slowly. This time Thomas understands. He answers it well. The interview finishes. Mrs. Carter shakes Thomas's hand. "Thank you for coming, Thomas," she says. "You are a very good listener. That is an important quality in my kitchen." Thomas walks out of the hotel feeling proud. He did it. He understood most of the conversation. And when he did not, he asked for help. He communicated successfully. 1 week later, Thomas gets a phone call. He gets the job. He is so happy. He calls Maria immediately to thank her for her help. Thomas's story teaches us an important lesson about learning English. Understanding native speakers is a skill you can learn. It is not about magic. It is about practice. Now, let us review some of the key vocabulary and ideas from our story. These will help you with your own listening journey. First, we have active listening. This means listening for the main ideas and the overall meaning, not for every single word. Next, we have accent. This is the way people from a particular country or area pronounce words. Thomas learned to understand different accents. Then we have subtitles. These are the words that appear on a screen, translating or transcribing what is being said. Thomas used them to check his understanding. We also have lyric. This is the words of a song. Reading lyrics helped Thomas connect sounds to written words. And finally, we have communicate. This means to share information or ideas with someone. The goal is not perfect understanding, but successful communication. So what is the moral of Thomas's story? The moral is that understanding fast English is a journey, not a destination. You will not understand everything, and that is okay. The goal is to improve step by step. Be an active listener. Be a detective. Use the resources around you. Songs, videos, conversations with friends. And do not be afraid to ask questions when you do not understand. Now it is your turn. Let us practice active listening together. I want you to find a short video in English. It can be a cartoon, a news report, or a YouTuber. First, watch it without subtitles. Just listen. What is the main idea? What are a few key words you hear? Then, watch it a second time with English subtitles. See how many words you understood correctly. This is your first exercise in active listening. Practice this every day, even for just 10 minutes. You will be surprised at how much your brain can learn. Thank you for listening to today's story on Daily English Upgrade. I am so proud of you for working on your English. Remember, be patient with yourself like Thomas. Keep practicing and you will see progress. If you enjoyed this story, please share it with a friend who is also learning English. And let us know in the comments, what is your biggest challenge with listening? We would love to hear from you. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and I will see you in the next lesson.